"21 laps to go in stage one. Welcome back, everybody." We had a little bit of a rain delay. Had some heavy thunderstorms go through my area. We had like 70-mile-an-hour winds. It was getting pretty wicked out there. It knocked the internet connection down quite a bit. We lost connection to the stream, so decided to just sit around and let the rest of the storm pass through before we restarted the stream. So the storm ended about 5 minutes ago, roughly. We are good to go the rest of the night. Ooh. Blaney had to get on the brakes here, almost got in the back of Eric Jones. He did not want to go up the middle again and have a situation like he did with Suarez and Byron a little bit earlier in the stage. So we picked things up. We're just over 50 laps complete in the race. Blaney has only had the lead for almost 10 laps now. Right front tire starting to wear out quite a bit, down to 19% tire wear. And we are in a fuel mileage race to the end of stage one here. We had one caution on the second lap of the race, a big wreck down the back straightaway involving Suarez, Ricky Stenhouse, Ty Dillon after Blaney had gotten into the wall and then ricocheted into Daniel Suarez. Blaney really didn't have much damage around the car. He should have less than 5 seconds of damage. He could repair it whenever he decides to come down to pit road for the first time today. Whether that would be at the end of this stage or before the end of the stage, it's going to be really close, ladies and gentlemen, to see who might be able to make it on fuel and win the opening stage of the race here, or who might have to pit. Tires will become an issue. I think Blaney's going to have to pit before everybody else, so if that is the case. If not, he might have to be banking on there being a caution. That race car was really tight at the beginning of the run, too. He just almost just doesn't want to see a caution. Very interesting the way this shakes up with it being a short 75-lap stage to start the race. 8 cars on the lead lap right now. Blaney's got about an 8-second lead on Denny Hamlin. Bowman's going to go a lap down now, so just 7 cars on the lead lap all of a sudden. Oh, Blaney tried to catch the car. He got in line behind Wallace. And Ross Chastain the wall. That's not going to help the wear on the right side tires. Going to weaken them a little bit more. Blaney looks to the inside of Kurt Busch. 6 cars now in the lead lap in the opening stage of the race. I mean, this is going to be really, really close. Got a big lead, 9.5 seconds. You can see how loose the race car is. It might be with the damage from Suarez and Byron, the couple mini incidents that Blaney had been into that could have been very major, especially the Suarez incident back on lap 2 after he had gotten into the wall and then bounced into Suarez. But obviously, of course, Daniel Suarez got the worst end of that, along with a couple other cars that were behind the two at the time. Again, 2 laps into the race, everybody was pretty close and bunched together still. So you hate to see that happen, especially that early in the race. But I believe all 40 cars are still on the racetrack. Heavy lap traffic right in front of the 12 car now. 3 wide to the outside. Cole Custer, Chad Fincham right underneath him. Michael McDowell right around him as well. Just 11 laps to go in the stage. And we are going to see green flag pit stops at least out of the 12 car before the end of stage 1 if we stay green. He is committed to having to come down to pit road in a couple laps. He will not be able to make it to the end of stage 1. And that is a risk because that is going to put him at least 1 lap at the end of the stage. That could take a while for him to get right back into this thing. So thanks for everybody tuning in here. I'll acknowledge you as soon as we come to pit road and I can get the chat up on my phone. again in the next couple of laps. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. Daily NASCAR content, such as these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast. Cup Series racing at Martinsville will be coming up tomorrow. Noon Eastern Standard Time will be the start time for that one. Wow, 3 wide, almost 4 wide in the center of turns 3 and 4 that time. 8 laps to go in stage 1 for Blaney. Looking right underneath Ryan Newman there. Is he going to stay out one more lap, or is he going to come to pit road? About 14.5 second lead. He can take 4 fresh tires. You wonder if that will be the call or not, though. 3 wide off of turn 4 and tight between Priest and Clint Boyer in the picture here as well. 7 to go in the stage. Is Blaney going to pit this time around? Heavy lap traffic down the back straightaway. Oh, we got trouble. Car on the inside. David Reagan, who was up in smoke after hitting the inside wall. No caution, we stay green. Blaney couldn't come to pit road that time because of it. He just rushed past those cars down the back straightaway. Just split the gap right up the middle. And Blaney will be coming to pit road this time. We'll have 5 laps to go in the race this time by. Green flag pit stops will be starting. 35 miles an hour is a pit road speed limit. No practice or qualifying. 4 seconds of damage for Blaney and his team to repair here. Billy Kramer called 48. Welcome to the stream. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a hectic start to this race. 5% more tape being added to the car as well. It's the only adjustment being made, and you wonder if anybody can make it to the end of stage 1 to win this opening stage, or will everybody have to come to pit road here? He wasn't going to be able to make it another lap on fuel. He had to pit that time. This is going to get very interesting with these green flag stops literally in the last handful of laps in the stage, and this is a short track, just 1 mile in length. He's easily going to lose a lap here. Some other leaders on pit road behind him. Kyle Busch is on pit road. 19.8 second stop. That was really slow out of the 12 team. Spins the tires coming out of pit road, getting from first to second gear. Trying to stay low on the inside as he gets up to speed. Now pulls up in front of De Benedetto, who's coming to pit road this time, in fact. And here we go. 4 to go now in the stage. Blaney has cycled back in the lead. Doesn't have a fast short run car, but only 4 laps left in the stage. And Truex now is a lap down, and he'll get his lap back easily off of turn 4. 3 to go now. Pit road closes with 2 laps to go in the stage as well. So if you're going to pit, you have to pit now if you haven't already. So Truex back on the lead lap. William Byron in 5th is the first car 1 lap down right now. Saudia, welcome to the stream. Blaney overdrives turns 3 and 4 a little bit there. 2 laps to go at the line this time by. So Ryan Blaney has pretty much locked in the stage win. He'll get his 4th stage win of the season in stage 1 here at Dover today. William Byron trying to close in on him. Lap and a half to go. I don't think he's going to be able to catch back up to get his lap back in time. Harvick, oh man, Blaney got tight off of turn 4 right in front of Harvick. Barely had him cleared. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 1 for Ryan Blaney. Harvick going to get to the inside, trying to get to 1 lap down instead of staying 2 laps down at the end of stage 1. Blaney goes way up the racetrack. So Harvick will get 1 of those laps back here, and Ryan Blaney will win stage 1 at Dover pretty easily and handedly after everybody had to hit pit road with stops in the final 5 laps of the opening stage. Tomas Perez, welcome to the stream. So Blaney wins stage 1. nabbing that playoff point. Denny Hamlin second in points, only 8 points back of Blaney coming into this race, finishes second. So we'll have a longer final 2 stages of the race here. Of course, the final stage being the longer of the 3, but this second stage will be longer than the first stage. It's 75 laps in stage 1. William Byron got the free pass under the caution there, and Blaney's going to stay out of the pits. So the top 4, well, really everybody in the top 10 is going to stay out of the pits here. Everybody just came to pit road. No need for them to pit. 3 to 5 laps of tires not going to make too much of a difference. So here we go. Stage 2 will be underway. Green flag back in the air. Blaney leads the field to the green. Oh, Denny Hamlin spins the tires on the restart. Checking up the outside lane, and Blaney just takes off into turn 1. We have 162 laps in this second stage. 159 of green flag racing, so at least 1 stop, maybe 2 pit stops in stage 2. We'll have to see as this carries on. Kyle Busch quickly gets to second place there. Ryan Blaney still battling a tight race car this early in the run. These guys will catch him eventually here, but he'll get faster as the run carries on. Kurt Busch, first car, 1 lap down in 6th right now. Logano has followed him up there as well. So he had some great restarts. Hamlin lost a couple spots there. Well, really just 1 to Kyle Busch. He's still in 3rd. Joey Logano, the next Penske Ford, right behind Blaney. Slides up the racetrack. Denny Hamlin in 2nd place once again. Has a big run on the inside. And he is right on the back bumper of Blaney off of turn 2. Kyle Busch coming on the inside of Denny Hamlin going into turn 3. They're side by side for 2nd. Blaney trying to hold on to the race lead, blocking both Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin down the front straightaway at Dover. And he gets a good drive off into the corner. Corner exit, not so much. Busch to the inside for the lead. And clears Blaney off of turn 2. So Kyle Busch leads here at Dover. And that clean air advantage is gone from the 12 car. Holding on in front of Hamlin still. Trying to hold on for 2nd place. Busch goes high through turns 1 and 2. Hamlin on the outside as well up there. Oh, man. Slight contact between Harvick and Blaney. Truex, Hamlin split him 3 wide. Blaney had to get out of the gas. He was very generous there. He did not want there to be an accident. And Truex moves up 2 spots on the last lap. He's up to 2nd place. Blaney lost 2. He's back to 4th. Joe Gibbs Racing once again here today. Kyle Busch in the lead. Truex trying to run him down. Hamlin, who probably had the fastest car through the first half of the run, is in 3rd. Denny, of course, still trying to get that outside lane to work as much as he can as well. Everybody just transferring lines here. It's getting pretty crazy up at the front of the field. Everybody trying to search for where the rubber is laid down, what lane is working best for their race cars, as well as to get around the traffic. The top 2 have figured it out. Hamlin and Blaney still trying to figure it out. And he side drafted Kurt Busch there right off the exit of the corner. He really wants to slide on by him. Barely gets in front of him, but now Kurt Busch going to try to cross him back over to the inside. Blaney in the draft of Logano down the front straightaway. That's going to help him clear Busch into turn 1. And he drove it in hard to the bottom of the racetrack there. Getting that car to grip up slowly and surely. And Hamlin is running down Truex right now for 2nd. 3 wide to the bottom goes Kurt Busch. Slight contact between Blaney and Busch. So 12 car has just cleared the 4 of Harvick. The 1 and the 12 just keep going back and forth right now. Can't break away from one another. And he goes down the track. Maybe side drafting the 1 a little bit. Not a battle for position, but Kurt Busch is trying to catch Chase Elliott for that free pass position in 6th. That 1 car is just really good in the center of the corner. But Blaney's not really able to stay away from him yet. Now the 12 car is starting to loosen up just a little bit as this run carries on. Side by side for 3rd with Denny Hamlin. And he's able to roll through the entrance to the corner a little bit better. And he clears Hamlin off the turn 2 barely. Now moving him up to 3rd. Car up in smoke, heavy damage on pit road. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. as the front end is destroyed on that race car. We stay green. Again, only 1 caution back in stage 1. It was on lap 2. Or a big pile up down the back straightaway. We've had a couple instances of accidents since then, but nothing major has happened, and Blaney might have added a little too much tape to the race car under that last pit stop. It's not overheating because it's not getting anywhere near 270, but right around 260, that light keeps turning on inside the race car, notifying him it may be running a little hot. That could be hurting his straightaway speed running that hot. Got to find that fine line of running that temperature a little bit warmer, but not too warm. Kyle Busch has now caught lap traffic here in stage 2. Blaney takes over 2nd for Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch got stuck behind the lap car there. Joey Gase, Blaney goes up the middle, side drafting the 18 car down the back straightaway, and Blaney now got caught behind Timmy Hill, so Busch will hang on to the lead. Great run off the corner exit. Blaney back to the inside of Busch into turn 1 though. Battle for the lead is on. Lap traffic is looming. Busch with the crossover down to the bottom, 3 wide. Wow, that was tight. Josh Bilicki's car is in a terrible spot for those guys. Now Blaney to the outside trying to use Brendan Gaughan as a pick. Off of turn 2, he almost ends up in the wall, and they split Gaughan off of turn 4. What a battle for the lead, and now they split Fincham. Probably going to do the same with McDowell, I'd have to imagine. And no, Busch got caught behind him, and he had to go high behind Blaney. So Blaney takes the lead off of turn 2. And he'll lead his first lap since leading those opening laps off the restart, with 140 left in stage 2. 20 laps into the stage here called. Green flag laps it is. Again, 4 laps of caution under the stage break as well. We had 2 cautions per incident in the truck and Xfinity race 1 in the first 2 laps of the race here tonight. We went 130 laps of green flag racing to the end in that Xfinity race, so you wonder if this will be a caution-filled cup race or not. 1 caution in the first stage, and so far, hard racing, but we've stayed green throughout the course of it in stage number 2. Wall just comes up so quickly on the exit of these corners. Sure, we're going to see that 12 team take the tape that they put on the car under that first pit stop of the race back in stage 1 and take it back off the car under the first pit stop of stage number 2. Whenever that will come. Sure, if we get a caution, we'll probably see these guys hit pit road. If not, they'll just run it out as far as they can here within this stage. And again, we'll see if it'll be a 1 or 2 stop stage. With them having to pit with about 5 to go back in stage 1, it's going to make it a little closer on field to the end of this stage if these guys are wanting to make it on 1 stop. Saw Blaney wear out those tires quite a bit over the course of that opening run, but he was still able to make it to the end of the fuel window. About a 3-second lead now. Alternating through the different camera angles for the first time in this race today. You look on the dash, that digital dash inside this 12 car here. On the upper left, you see the water pressure, the water temperature up over 250. Said that race car, usually you don't see it up that high. And that is a large factor, putting just a little bit too much tape on the race car under that first pit stop. Tight there with Bubba Wallace just on his outside, holding him snug through 3 and 4. Man, drove that car loose off the exit of the corner, but he stayed in the gas. Definitely a fun racetrack. Drivers in the garages love coming into this racetrack. I've never been here in person before, but I've also heard from fans that have either been here before, you know, whether it's in chats of other videos or wherever it might be, that this is one of the more beautiful racetracks to go and watch a race in person. It would definitely be a cool stop, that is for sure. Of course, now they only have one race here, starting next year at least. Nashville Superspeedway taking one of its dates away, owned from the same people at Dover Incorporated. With only 5 drivers on the lead lap right now, too, I'm looking at William Byron, who is in that 5th position. He's actually catching up to the 3rd and 4th place cars on the track. Hamlin in 3rd, Truex in 4th. Things happen around this racetrack very, very quickly, but these drivers have to react to it very quickly themselves. Much like the lap traffic you saw when Kenseth went high to get out of Chad Fincham's way, who was much slower than him, and Blaney had to get on the brakes, so he chose the same line as Fincham there. He hasn't really been using the brakes a lot. He uses them a little bit at the beginning of the run because of how tight he is, but as you can tell right here, this car does loosen up quite a bit over the course of the run. That is why he hasn't made any real adjustments to the race car outside of just the tape. How much tape should be on the car? 9-second lead now opened up on Kyle Busch. Hamlin is within half a second to a second. And now behind that second place car of Kyle Busch, so he's running him down. Ooh, Blaney up the middle. Between Keselowski and Quinn Houff. Threw it in there deep to at least clear Houff. Getting into the corner. Keselowski trying to hold on right in front of him, his teammate. Trying not to go 2 laps down early in the race. But he will here. We're not quite halfway through stage 2. We'll stick with the normal camera now to the end of the second stage. Still 121 laps in this second stage. A long time since the caution for incident. Again, we last went green at lap 6 after that first caution for incident, so quite a ways into this. We are over 100 laps into a green flag run. Again, the longest we saw was when we went 130 laps to the end of the race in that Xfinity race yesterday here at Dover. Right up the middle there. Kevin Harvick in 8th place is in danger of going 2 laps down very shortly here as well. Kurt Busch in 7th, a little further up ahead. Definitely be problematic for those guys. Oh, not a lot of room between Harvick and Ryan Preece there. Blaney's been making some daring moves in the early going of this race. Backing out of the gas and being patient when he needs to be patient, but boy, oh boy, he is really threading the needle. And he maybe doesn't have to, but that's just him trying to run as hard of laps in this race as much as he can. About a 15-second lead now on Kyle Busch. About 20 laps away roughly from green flag pit stops, if not less. Depending on how much that right front is wearing off on Blaney's car. So we went 70 to 71 laps in that opening stage before we saw green flag pit stops. As those guys, all those crews tried to stretch their fuel tanks as far as they could. And we will have much more than that left, so this will look like a 2 pit stop second stage, at least. Again, we don't know how the cautions might play out. But no, I don't think you'll see any more than 2 pit stops. Unless the crews might have made their final stop, we get a late race caution in this stage or something of that nature. It's the only way I can really think of us seeing more than 2 pit stops in the second stage for everybody. Nobody pitted at the stage break because they all pitted within 5 laps at the end of the stage prior. 4 cars now in the lead lap as William Byron has gone a lap down once again in this race. Stenhouse is back on the track as Blaney just shot the gap right under him, and he is catching Truex in a hurry here as well. Another 3 seconds ahead of Truex to Denny Hamlin, and 5 seconds ahead of where Truex is at to Kyle Busch in second. So domination from the 12 team in the early going of the race today. Still a decent ways to go. For anybody new watching currently right now, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We are closing in on 600 subs. So you can follow me on my journey to hopefully one day becoming a real-life broadcaster, announcer, commentator, whatever you want to describe it as, job within the NASCAR realms. Why I wanted to start the YouTube channel way back when I did, early 2020. Right before the start of the NASCAR season. Started doing these live streams on the daily, and you guys are enjoying it. Keep coming back for more, so thanks. Greatly appreciate it. And that's why we do these realistic broadcasts with the full race live streams. Again, on the daily, as well as other related NASCAR content. New stuff coming out through this winter, once the NASCAR season comes to an end. Also hit that like button down below if you're enjoying the race, the commentary, video in general. Lenny got really loose in turns 1 and 2. I mean, he came really close to getting into the right side of Almirola's car. So slide past Hamlin off of turn 4 to put him a lap down. Now trying to close in on Kyle Busch, who got caught behind Ryan Preece in turns 1 and 2. That slowed him up quite a bit. Seems like the car rotates a little better on the top side later in the run for Blaney. The problem, though, is that if the car does start to slide out on him, he's got little to no space to try and catch the car running that much higher on the racetrack. He has now lapped the field for the first time today at Dover. That is really impressive. Again, we are late in the run. He has less than 10% tire wear left. I don't think he's going to make it to the end of this actual fuel run before he has to pit. I think you're going to see the 12 car stay out one more lap. He's not going to pit this time. He will likely pit the following time by. Just keeping an eye on that right front tire. Gonna stay out an extra lap here. He made it to pit road perfectly fine the first time around. Again, this is one of the more difficult racetracks to get onto pit road at. Saw Blaney get really loose off turn 4 that time. 35 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. We are constantly around this racetrack pretty much over 130 miles an hour at least all the way around. So having to back it down now. Blaney will pit this. Try not to lock the right front so it makes it to pit road, and easily Blaney will make it into the pits. So 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. We'll take that 5% of tape off so he doesn't have to worry about the car running as hot as it did under that first stint. No further adjustments being made out of this 12 car as well. This pit stop's going to be a lot faster than the first pit stop of the race. So first two stops both under green, at least for Blaney. 15.6 second stop. Comes out of the pits in 5th place right now. Barely on the lead lap. You're likely going to see everybody else coming in about 5 to 6 laps if I had to guess. So now he's going to have a fresh tire advantage for the moment. Rest of the leaders coming on to pit road right now. Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch taking their green flag pit stops. Leaving Hamlin, Byron of the lead lap car still on the track that have to pit. And these guys just trying to stay out as long as they can right now from what it looks like. Byron's on pit road and so is Hamlin. So just like that, Ryan Blaney will take the lead at the line once again. 95 laps to go in stage number 2. Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott still at the pit as well. I guess they're back on the lead lap for the moment. And Kurt Busch and Elliott pit at the same time, just entering pit road there. So we'll be at the line this time by. Blaney will have a lap on everybody once again. They're going to have a lot faster short run car. About 5 lap pressure tires now as well. We'll see if they can try to run this 12 car back down to maybe get back on the lead lap perhaps. Other lap cars obviously going to be in between them and the leaders. If not, they're just going to battle it out for second until we get a caution. And there it is. Caution's out. First time in stage 2. And the second time we have a caution for incident today. Tough to tell exactly who it was out for. William Byron's coming back down onto pit road again, and Kyle Busch will get the free pass in second place. And they are still outside the pit window, but because everybody pitted there, they are all going to stay out. Johnson, McLeod, Kenseth coming to pit road. They're 2 laps down. Then you got guys further back outside the top 20. Pretty much all those guys will come and top off on fuel. David Reagan, the only driver out of the race in the early going of this one here today. So we'll have 252 laps to go in the race when we go green, and we'll have less than 90 laps to go in stage number 2. Green flag will be back in the air. Blaney leads the field to the green. A 148 lap green flag run, or sorry, 138 lap green flag run. That caution came out at lap 156. That is a pretty incredible stint without a caution per incident there. So that's our second caution of the race. And Denny Hamlin's just going to blow right around Blaney. That is a caution Blaney did not want to see, because now Hamlin's back on the lead lap. Truex is back on the lead lap. Busch got the free pass. Kyle Busch, that is. Comes Kurt now. In 6th, he'll get one of his 2 laps back. Byron's falling a little bit behind after pitting an extra time there, topping off on fuel. Oh, and Elliott pulls the block on the outside. Going into turns 3 and 4. Keselowski to the inside of the race leader in the 12. Again, everybody will still have to pit before the end of the stage. And for Hamlin and Truex, they are trying to get away, especially Hamlin with the clean air advantage. Blaney's back in traffic. That could help him. Just like that, you go from having a lap on the field to 4 cars back on the lead lap instantly with a caution and a restart. Never say it's over until it's over. We're still in stage 2, so we still got a ways to go in this one. Blaney's got the fastest long run car, but it takes him every bit of 30 to 40 laps to get to that kind of pace over the course of a run on these tires. Kyle Busch coming from the back of the pack as well, of course, restarting behind all those cars that not only stayed out of the pits, but even the cars that pitted, with Busch getting the free pass and the line up in the last row of the racetrack. So he's fighting to get around those guys in his quest to hopefully getting back up to the 12 car and battle them out for the race lead, but he might need another caution to do that. The fuel burned. I mean, realistically, you want to be pitting anywhere under 65 laps to go if you're going to want a real shot of making it to the end of the stage without having to pit again. Again, those 4 caution laps, they pitted at lap 70, 71 for the first time today back at stage 1, but there were 4 caution laps ran at the beginning of the race too. Are you going to get back around the 12? Or the 9, rather, of Chase Elliott. Oh, and he's in the wall off of turn 4! Wow! Car got really squirrely. He's going to let Harvick go on the outside. Blaney actually hit that wall pretty good. No indication of heavy damage to the race car. So he lets Harvick go around the outside. Not going to battle him hard until he gets back to his normal pace again. So a little bit of a scare out of the 12 car, and Kyle Busch now within about 4.5 seconds of the lead all of a sudden. Blaney's almost kind of been diamonding the corners off to try and find his speed over the course of the race, and I think that's really picked up and kind of helped the race car, especially when it's tight at the very beginning of the run, really the first half of the run, when he can't quite hook the bottom all the way around the racetrack. By doing that, it's more of a protective line if he hooks it around the bottom versus more of an offensive line. By diamonding the corners off, it's a lot harder to protect when your car's kind of going from top to bottom in the center of the corner. But when you have open room to run, it can be the fastest lane around this racetrack. Pace is quickening though, and you can see Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. out of the windshield, further up ahead here. The Cheerios, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Heavy lap traffic now down the front straightaway that Blaney will approach in a couple laps. Well, it's probably starting this lap, in fact. He quickly gets to the back of Brendan Gaughan off of turn 2. Now to his outside. So he's trying to quickly catch up to Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., put him a lap down as quickly as possible. Right up the middle between Corey LaJoie, Timmy Hill, contact. Timmy Hill got really loose off the exit of the corner. He had to lift as well. The contact came with Blaney and LaJoie, and Blaney goes around hard into the outside wall. Timmy Hill is involved. Joey Logano's involved. Blaney letting the car roll to the inside of the racetrack. As he tries to get it back going in the right direction, that will give Kyle Busch the race lead. Not severe damage to the race car, at least from what it looks like. There is some definite damage, though. Blaney got hit head on while spinning backwards up the racetrack, and drove it in a little too deep into turns 3 and 4. These 750 horsepower racetracks, it's very easy for the car to lip around. I'm not sure how that is not a caution. Cheerios, we're almost halfway through the race here tonight. And we have less than 70 laps to go now in stage 2. Problem for Blaney, he is now 7 seconds off the lead. William Byron is now back on the lead lap. That may have given Chase Elliott his lap back as well, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even Kurt Busch. Joey Logano's right there in 8th at the time as well. I think the major thing we're going to have to see out of this 12 team, how much damage does he have? Again, our 5-second damage clock. If we have more than 5 seconds of damage, then the car cannot be repaired the rest of the race. And he got hit very hard by a couple of cars there, and then he hit the wall hard himself. The impact of him hitting the wall, though, wasn't quite as hard after the inertia, the brunt of the impact coming from the 2 cars that hit him while he was spinning. I don't know how we stayed green, but nonetheless, we stayed green. Wow, look at the car just go all the way up the racetrack. About got into the wall. There's an awkward angle into turn 1 for sure, but that damage to the nose of the car is definitely making the car even tighter than what it was before. Three wide underneath Almirola and Kenseth. Or sorry, Kenseth and Bell. Not Almirola. A little bit of damage to the right side of the car, left side, and the front of the race car. He's trying to run down Kyle Busch, 7 seconds back. Still, roughly, it's been fluctuating since he fell this far behind. Hamlin within 5 seconds of him in 3rd place. But boy, the tides have really changed here and have given Kyle Busch more of an opportunity, if not to win the race, to win stage number 2. Again, nobody can make it to the end of the stage on fuel. Everybody's going to be roughly 20 to 30 laps short on fuel the rest of the way in this stage. We had some guys top off on fuel that can go those extra 10 laps roughly. compared to the lead lap cars right now, but they were a lap down. Maybe that's their opportunity to get back on the lead lap. Definitely not impossible. Yeah, next full race live stream will be tomorrow at Martinsville Speedway. Cup Series action on a Saturday afternoon, noon Eastern Standard Time will be the start time for that one. So, again, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We're close to 600 subs. We're on the road to 1,000. Got full race live streams on the daily on the channel here, and it'll be some fun. Short track racing tomorrow afternoon. We've got some fun fast action around the short 1 mile track here today, yet to decide in the Cup Series. Blaney slowly starting to catch back up to Kyle Busch again. He has the fastest long run car, Blaney does. Just over 100 laps now into stage 2. Thanks, Cheerios. Greatly appreciate it, man. Again, started this channel to get my first foot in the door for sports broadcasting, in particular auto racing, NASCAR. That would be the end result, the end goal, be to grow the channel and maybe broadcast real races one day. So again, first foot in the door, just trying to get the name out there, and on the grind especially. That's why we do this daily. Yeah, we have definitely gotten really close to 600 over the last couple weeks for sure. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. Blaney within 4 seconds of the lead now. The problem is, with everybody having to pit yet, that's going to make it very interesting. Because Blaney is not good in the first half of the run. And again, we don't know what the damage situation is. He's got to take care of this car the rest of the stage. Because if he has more than 5 seconds of damage, that cannot be repaired. We don't know what it's at right now. Between Balicki and Harvick. Three seconds off the lead now. Blaney is coming as quickly as he can. You can see Kyle Busch going 3 wide with the lap traffic up there. I'm sure that had to have slowed him down. Oh, almost in contact. He was 3 wide on the exit. He barely cleared him. I believe Chase Elliott was the car in the middle that almost made contact with the slower car on the outside, which I believe was Daniel Suarez, if I'm not mistaken. Saw the back end of that 9 car get really loose. Luckily, it was out of the rear view of Kyle Busch as well, and now it's down to 2.5 seconds, so Blaney is charging quickly. But these tires are getting older and older. So we get later into the run, and Elliott trying to charge back on the inside. Oh, wow. Blaney had no grip in 3 and 4. Bowman was able to get right back around him again. He got pinched by his teammate, Keselowski. Keselowski started in the back half of the top 10, the first 10 laps of the race. Got some stage points in stage 1. Problem is, here in stage 2, he's running in 16th. Just not able to adapt with the changes of that car during the first couple pit stops here. So he continues to move backwards. Still heavy traffic right around Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott, I believe, is the first car one lap down in 7th. 3 wide on the top goes Blaney. Not a lot of room there. Custer and McDowell, the slower cars, right around Elliott and Blaney. Less than 50 to go in stage 2. Kyle Busch now just 1 second ahead of Blaney in the race lead. And he is right there in that number 18 M&M's Toyota. Blaney the only Ford in the top 5. Joe Gibbs has been up at the front all day between Busch, Hamlin, and Truex. And he lost a little ground off of turn 4. He had to lift. Car just keeps washing up the track every now and then, getting more and more tight over the course of the run. Thanks, Cheerios. Greatly appreciate it, man. Big dive to the bottom. Oh, this is going to get tight off of turn number 4. Nemechek right in the way of the leaders. They split him 3 wide now. Blaney drives it in deep on the bottom of the racetrack. Slide job up the hill. Ryan Blaney to the lead in turns 1 and 2 once again. Here in stage 2, right as that right front is getting really worn out, Ryan Blaney has taken the race lead away with green flag pit stops looming. 44 laps to go in the stage. So Blaney's going to pull away to the end of this run, but once these guys hit pit road and come out of the pits, Kyle Busch will be on the grind to run Blaney back down again. So Blaney needs to open this gap up as much as he can, because Kyle Busch will be there for the taking if this stays green. Worst thing that could happen is a caution comes out. Because that would give, obviously, more drivers than just Blaney and Kyle Busch a chance to win the stage. 3 wide up here with all the lap cars. Blaney's going to have nowhere to go into turn 1. There's a lane on the top. Hasn't really ran up here most of the day. Oh, man. A tight Ty Dillon in the middle. Oh! Contact between Joey Gase. Blaney got into the back of him. Such a quick closing rate on these back marker cars. They're not able to get out of the way, nor is the leader able to get out of the way. You see instances like that. That's more damage to the front nose of the race car. And again, remember, Blaney does have to repair that as well, and he is only still 1.5 seconds ahead of Kyle Busch. That slowed him down quite a bit. Now 2 seconds ahead, and Busch has to get through that lap traffic now. 40 to go. It does seem like the Dover doubleheader top 3. Now we just need Kevin Harvick up here. Yeah, William Byron had a good day too. Didn't he finish like 5th or 6th in the second race? Running 5th here. He's about to go a lap down. He's not that much further ahead of Blaney. King, welcome to the stream. Logano trying to block his teammate. Oh man, Blaney ended up in the wall. The 22 ran him all the way up the racetrack. Well, this is going to get tight. 3 wide. I think there might have been a little contact. Slowed down both of the Penske Fords there. Blaney shoots the gap to get around Reddick now, and Logano's still hanging with him on the bottom and gets stuck behind Stenhouse, who was in an earlier incident, and that is why Stenhouse is running well outside the top 30. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson had a good run in the second race. Oh, we got a car up in smoke in turns 1 and 2. It looks like it's Denny Hamlin. Problems for the 11. And major regular season championship implications on the line. The second place go-getter in points, Denny Hamlin, running in the top 3, has a problem. Heavy smoke rolling out of the back of that race car, and he will hit pit road. That'll bump William Byron up to 4th now as he goes a lap down. They were nearly 4 wide getting into turn 1. Johnson now back in the top 10. And now 3 cars on the lead lap. Blaney has opened up about a 4-second lead on Kyle Busch. So we'll have to see if that number 11 car can get back out onto the racetrack. Green flag pit stops will be coming up soon. That's a shame. If he could have made it far enough to the green flag stops, he might have been able to work on that car before they had that major issue, but that is some huge problems. He finished 2nd in stage 1 behind Blaney, who won the opening stage. So it was just 9 points behind him at that time of him blowing the engine in the regular season point standing. Still half the regular season remains, but obviously not what Hamlin wanted to see. Blaney going to stay out of the pits one more lap. He'll likely be coming to pit road the following time by for his final pit stop, second and final stop of stage 2. It'll be his 3rd pit stop total today. The first 2 were under green flag conditions, and this 3rd pit stop will likely be under green as well. He's not had a pit stop under caution or a stage break today, and Blaney will be coming to pit road this time. Leaders will follow in about 5 to 15 laps roughly. 35 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit, and oh, that's a tough break. 6 seconds of damage, just over the 5-second damage clock, so Blaney and his crew cannot repair it. No adjustments under this pit stop. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel will be the call. Yeah, I believe it might have been an engine issue for Denny Hamlin. Haven't seen if he's gotten back out on the racetrack yet. The way the race car had that much smoke rolling out of it, and it didn't look like he went way up the racetrack as if a tire had blown out or he was out of control there. He just flat out was very slow and off the pace. Again, we cannot repair the damage. It is above 5 seconds. Which is our damage clock policy here on NASCAR Heat 5. So that is why I did not repair the damage there. We cannot repair it the rest of the race, unfortunately. Just barely above it. I knew it was going to be close. That was some heavy contact with Austin Dillon and Joey Logano in an incident in which we stayed green under over the course of this green flag run. Some contact with the wall as well there. So that damage you see on the front of Blaney's car will be there for the rest of the race. Luckily, it's not too significant. This will get Kurt Busch back on the lead lap. And it's not going to get him on the lead lap. He's the first car lap down, though. Byron's back on the lead lap in 3rd. So Blaney trying to hustle on these fresh tires and trying to get to that one car of Kurt Busch. Just in case a caution is to come out before the leaders have to hit pit road. Again, Blaney was the first of the leaders to hit the pits there. It's not too severe damage on the front of the car, just enough to mess with the handling a little bit. In return, likely slowing that car down. Oh boy. Just to the outside of Kurt Busch. Battle for the free pass position is on. Blaney on the top. Kurt Busch holding on strong on the bottom. Oh, he couldn't clear him there. Blaney pulls him back with a little side draft. Blaney's got the fresher tires, but he's just too tight at the beginning of the run especially to run this outside. That time he grips it barely off of turn 2, barely kept it off the wall. Kind of brushed it a little bit down the backstretch. So again, that will put Ryan Blaney in the free pass position. And Martin Truex Jr. is on pit road as we speak. He was in second place. William Byron, Kyle Busch still on the racetrack for now. Yeah, Cheerios, hopefully we can get that to 600. That'd be great if we can get it there by the end of the stream, but we'll just have to wait and see. Still got the final stage to go. I guess I'm not ruling it out of the question. Byron will now take over the race lead. Kyle Busch is on pit road. This will likely cycle Blaney back into the lead when everybody pits, but then Busch will be trying to run Blaney down for the rest of the stage, because he will then have about 5 to 10 lap fresher tires than Blaney. Plus, again, Blaney's car just struggles on the short runs. Busch's does not. There's Truex just coming out of the pits, trying to get up to speed. He'll go a lap down, but he'll likely get that lap back soon. Byron still on the racetrack and has not pitted yet. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, remember, William Byron topped off on fuel under that last stop. He still cannot make it to the end, but he can make it about an extra 10 to 15 laps compared to everybody else that's pitting right now. I completely forgot about that. He was the only driver in the top 10 to pit. Truex around the outside. Oh, man! Truex had a huge closing rate on Ryan Blaney. Blaney had to get out of the gas, otherwise he would have smothered Truex. Had a huge run on the outside, so that'll get him back on the lead lap. Kyle Busch, 11.5 seconds off the lead. McLeod trying to pit, pulls down right in front of the race leader. That'll slow him down as well. So can Kyle Busch run down Blaney with just 20 laps to go to try and win stage number 2? Man. Blaney is struggling with these lap cars. Oh, Dillon moves down into him. Austin Dillon trying to come to pit road. Blaney's getting beaten around out here. And all the lap cars are now in the pits, including William Byron, the race leader. So Blaney is back in the lead again. 8 seconds now ahead of Kyle Busch. Busch is really closing that gap down. Corey LaJoie coming to the pits. They just keep cutting right in front of the 12 car, but they've got no choice. They have to make it onto pit road. Bowman, Keselowski now behind Blaney on fresh tires. Likely going to get around him pretty quickly here. To his inside, he'll let Bowman go. Ryan Preece in the way. Oh, wow, Keselowski was coming. Blaney had to get on the brakes behind Bowman as they got jacked up behind Ryan Preece, who was coming to pit road. Now the back marker cars are in the pits. And Busch is coming quickly. I mean, in the last 5 laps, Kyle Busch has gained about 5 to 6 seconds. Blaney is struggling mightily in the lap traffic, and Busch has a little bit fresher tires. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream. $16 to go. Again, this is stage number 2. For those of you just coming in for the first time today, Kyle Busch trying to run down Ryan Blaney. Got a faster car in the short run. He's got about 10 lap fresher tires, and Blaney has been struggling in the lap traffic. Harvick now looks to the inside. And more Blaney's even side by side with cars. That makes it even more difficult. Busch less than 5 seconds back at the line. Well, will Blaney's car come alive before the end of the stage as well, if Busch is able to get there and get around him? Yeah, only DNF of the season so far was at Texas in that race. Luckily, don't have heavy damage to the front of this 12 car, but enough damage that we can't repair it under our 5-second damage clock. Kurt Busch is less, or I should say Kurt Busch is right on the back bumper of Ryan Blaney. Kyle Busch is only 3.5 seconds off the lead now. And here comes Kurt on the bottom underneath Blaney, taking his line away. And Kurt Busch now is only 1 lap down. That was a big pass for him to try and stay in contention here. Not sure where William Byron's at. Byron's the first car lap down right now in 4th. He's way ahead of Kurt. I don't know where he's at in retrospect to Blaney, though. Oh, you see him back there. Yeah, you can see William Byron. He is just ahead of Kyle Busch. A couple lap cars still in between the top 2, but Kyle Busch is now about 2.5 seconds off the race lead. And Blaney's going to have to hope and maybe pray if he's going to want to win this second stage. Oh boy. Oh, doesn't, looking at the chat a little too long there. Overdrove turns 1 and 2. Now Byron wants to keep Kyle Busch behind him because if William Byron could catch Blaney as well, he'd get back on the lead lap and he'd have a shot in the final stage. Otherwise, he'd have to get the free pass and restart at the back of the lead lap. Or back of the pack, rather. Behind all the lap cars, too. Busch is caught in heavy traffic right now. So is Byron. And Busch is going to get around William Byron finally. He's got BJ McLeod still in front of him. 9 to go in stage 2. And he's 2 seconds off the lead. And look at the traffic now ahead of Blaney. He's got Suarez, Chastain, Ty Dillon right in front of him. And they're side by side. Blaney's got nowhere to go. Trying to get underneath the 13. Finally under him going into turn 1. And Kyle Busch got stuck on the outside. Byron's back to his inside now. And Byron just battling Kyle Busch is now slowing Busch down enough that Blaney's able to maintain about just under a 2-second advantage. Barely clears Chastain off of turn 4, and Blaney's got a little more open room ahead of him now with 7 to go in the stage. Called 48, welcome back. Six to go. And the car just goes straight up the hill. Sometimes it grips up a little bit better than other laps, but no doubt that this 12 car is just trying to hang on. And that heavy lap traffic around Kyle Busch. He is going 3 wide right now. Byron stuck in the middle back there. Brendan Gaughan got in Blaney's way now. 5 laps to go in stage 2. Oh, contact between Blaney and the 62. That didn't need to happen. 4 laps to go in stage 2. Kyle Busch is just over a second off the lead. Liam, welcome to the stream. Three laps to go. Blaney has a 1-second lead on Kyle Busch. Now he's got open room ahead of him to run again. Caution is out. Somebody's up in smoke coming off of turn 2. It looks like it might be Kevin Harvick. And that will be a premature ending to stage number 2. Everybody will pit. And Ryan Blaney will sweep the stages at Dover. Again, I believe that was Kevin Harvick's engine that went up in smoke there. Tough break for him. He was just outside the top 10. Free pass goes to William Byron. And him battling Kyle Busch there might have held Busch up just enough that Blaney was able to hold on and win the stage. That premature ending with the caution helped him out as well. Green flag back in the air. 163 laps to go in this race as we start the final stage. Blaney, who has swept the stages today, now has a new story developing for him, and that is the damage on the front of the race car that he cannot repair under the 5-second damage clock. Busch quickly to the bottom for the lead. And he's going to get there. Kyle Busch to the lead at Dover. Blaney trying to side draft him down the front straightaway, but he just does not have the car in the early going of a run. Truex looks high. Chase Elliott trying to get back on the lead lap. If not, getting that free pass position. He gets caught right up the middle, and Harvick's actually back into it, so that might not have been Harvick that had the engine issue. At the end of the stage, a little contact now between Truex and Blaney. Blaney really tight, and he's in the wall up in turn 4. Trouble! Huge wreck down the back straightaway. More damage now to the 12 car. We stay green. There's no caution. Waiting for the cars to roll back around. Somehow no caution here at Dover. Blaney was really tight. He was way out of the gas and got heavily into the outside wall up in turn 2. And somehow we stay green. And that is even more damage. He is still in the race, but major problems. Gaming Hot Plays, welcome to the stream as well. And Kyle Busch is coming on quickly to now put Blaney a lap down. What a turn of events. After winning the first 2 stages of the race, huge obstacle now for the 12 car. Heavy damage. Trying to hold on for dear life. And Busch is just going to blow right around him on the outside. Now he's the first car lap down for now. But Chase Elliott is going to be trying to run him down fairly quickly to get into that 4th position. Actually, Elliott's 2 laps down. Kurt Busch, rather, is the first car 1 lap down right now. Second car, rather, he is going to try to catch Blaney to be the first car lap down. Again, first car lap down will get the free pass position. There is Elliott in the 9 car. Again, 2 laps down in 6th. My mistake. And Kurt Busch is now coming. Those oil temps are starting to rise pretty high out of the 12 of Blaney. He's got to make sure he doesn't blow the engine here. No smoke rolling out of the cockpit yet, but that is some very heavy damage. He's probably going to have to take even more tape off the race car under this next stop. Kurt Busch, by the way, got around Blaney that last lap for position to get up to 4th and get to be the first car 1 lap down. Might be a miracle to get back into this one now. The good news is, if he's able to keep this car running to the end of the race, he still might walk away with a top 10. More good news is that Denny Hamlin is out of the race after blowing an engine in stage number 2. He was second in points, running in the top 3 today as well. So 2 of the 3 favorites to win the race, having major issues, have opened the door for a guy like Kyle Busch or Martin Truex Jr. to get the win today. Maybe even William Byron to get the win. Kurt Busch, if he can get back on the lead lap. New life for a lot of drivers here at the beginning of stage number 3. The guy who has dominated all day, starting to blow smoke now. Car was tight before. Let me tell you, the car is really tight now, even though it's running pretty far off the pace. Now we still have 2 pit stops to go the rest of the way. You can see smoke rolling out of the back of the car now. Blaney hoping for a caution for him to come to pit road. Then again, though, if a caution comes out, he's trapped a lap down. Unless he can get back by Kurt Busch before the caution. We'll alternate through the different camera angles here for the final time in the race today. You can see the water pressure way up there on that upper left-hand meter on the digital dash inside the 12 car. Thanks, Cheerios. I greatly appreciate it, man. We might get to 600 tonight after all. That is awesome. Oh, man. Little contact. Byron just rubs past Blaney to get under him. Of course, he is the next car 1 lap down here. Or sorry, Byron's the last car in the lead lap in third. That's what I meant to say. I've never blown an engine on a NASCAR heat game because of oil temp, so I'm not entirely sure how hot we can run it. Obviously, it's been smoking here for a few laps. Running over 270 on that oil temperature pretty consistently, and obviously if this was a real race too, there'd be we would have gotten black flagged already, because there would definitely be a lot of oil on the racetrack right now. And they would have had to throw in the caution, otherwise we would have had wrecked race cars all over the place by now as well. So that is a big difference from video game to real life. Survive to the end of the race. Last thing he wants to do now is DNF to the end. That will be an unfortunate blow to what was a great start to the day. Remember, the top 4 were all within 20 points coming into this race. But the top 2, Blaney and Hamlin, have had issues now. Blaney's still running in the top 5, though, despite his issues. Hamlin is out of the race and has finished 39th. He did score 9 stage points back in stage 1, and Blaney obviously winning the first 2 stages has 20 stage points today, so he's got that going for him. And he's not the slowest car on the racetrack. He's still faster than some of these lap cars, these back marker cars he's getting around right now. But he definitely doesn't want to go 2 laps down, that is for certain. No clue exactly where the 18 of Kyle Busch is. But I guess that's better here for Blaney to have that happen. Major adjustments will be coming on this 12 car next time they have to hit pit road. That is a guarantee. Indeed, very interesting situation why that wasn't a caution. Obviously, at least Blaney would have been able to keep his lap. Or be able to stay on the lead lap. Now putting him in a hole, being 1 lap down is obviously a lot worse of a circumstance here. $137 to go. We'll stick with the normal camera now to the end of the race. He is picking up speed on the longer runs still. Still 11 seconds off of where Kurt Busch is even at on the track right now. He's slowly gaining on Kurt Busch, though some of that might be Kurt Busch could be in heavy lap traffic as well. It's really tough to gauge. Let me tell you, if Blaney could just will this race car to get to the free pass position, get a caution to get back on the lead lap, something crazy could happen by the end of this thing. You never know. And that is what he's going to be fighting for right now. Especially with enough race remaining, knowing that we have 2 more pit stops before the end, is going to be big, unless these guys can somehow make it to about that 65 to 70 lap to go mark before they pit the next time, and I just don't think that's going to happen even if we stay green. You also wonder if a caution comes out, if Blaney might take the wave around just to get back on the lead lap if everybody on the lead lap pits. If he's not in the free pass position, of course. He's still the highest running Ford on the racetrack. Joe Gibbs Racing 1-2 with Busch in the lead. Kyle Busch, that is, and Martin Truex Jr. second. Hendrick Motorsport car, William Byron in third, followed by Chip Ganassi Chevrolet in fourth. Blaney not only, again, the highest running Penske car, but the highest running Ford. The next closest Ford would be Kevin Harvick in seventh, who again wasn't the cause of the last caution for blowing an engine, it was somebody else. There's definitely a black car, and I saw Kevin Harvick up there. It must have been the black car right in front of Harvick. Still have no clue exactly who that was. We do have 3 cars out of the race. David Reagan, then Denny Hamlin, and Ross Chastain. And there is the race leader, Kyle Busch. He has closed into the back of the 12 car. And Blaney is going to do his best to stay 1 lap down right here. He needs to. Just past halfway through the tire run. Car's only going to get a little better as the course of the run goes on, even with the damage. He's trying to hang on. Blocking Kyle Busch through turns 1 and 2. He's a 16th place car of Almirola. Blaney's at least faster than him right now as he works to his inside. This could be slowing Kyle Busch up. You wonder where Martin Truex Jr. could be on the track. And oh, Busch 3 wide to the bottom now, and Blaney will go 2 laps down. He desperately wants to get back around Kyle Busch, but he just does not have the race car to do it. Trying to stay in his draft here and do whatever he can. A major battle on hands right now. Major lap traffic coming up ahead of Kyle Busch as well. He might be able to get right back around him. Oh, way to get 600 from Hughes to win the race. I mean, we'll try. And Kyle is madman up there, going 3 wide off of turn 2 again. He is hustling around the lap cars, and Blaney has just lost absolute power in this race car. He is trying to will this race car to the front with how severely damaged it is. Kyle Busch to the outside there, 3 wide with the lap cars right behind him. Oh, almost some contact between Bobby Carter and Eric Jones. Bubba Wallace slipped by to the inside of him. Blaney run Busch down to get at least one of those laps back. Again, Busch is slipping away, but even the 13th place car of Keselowski, he's faster than at this point in the run. But that goes to show how fast Kyle Busch really is. As well, Joshua White, welcome to the stream. Up the middle, 3 wide between Reddick and Wallace into turn 1. Jimmy Johnson holding up Kyle Busch now off of turn 2. Oh, the announcement I had to make last time. So the announcement was that I was starting a Patreon. That will be up and running tomorrow. I started the actual account, but there's some other stuff I want to go back in and read and tonight. So that will be up and running by tomorrow. So I'll have probably further details at the beginning of the stream tomorrow. And again, stream tomorrow, Martinsville, noon Eastern Standard Time for the Cup Series. Will be the start time for that one, our Martinsville night race. also means a lot. Yeah, the current situation I'm in, let's just say I'm not in desperate need of money, but yeah, there'll be more details on that tomorrow for sure. It's kind of hard to get into on the fly here tonight. The race still going on. Kyle Busch caught in heavy lap traffic down the back straightaway here. Went into turn 3s. Kind of getting reeled in by Blaney again here, but I mean, we are in the latter third of this tire run. I mean, Blaney's trying to get the most out of this race car he can right now, but Kyle just looks extremely untouchable. We haven't even seen the second place car catch up to Blaney since Kyle Busch has battled and gotten around Ryan as well. Oh boy. I mean, I look at it too. I mean, how crazy would it be? You know, I think it's fun not only to be on the journey, but having, especially now, hundreds of people watching me on the journey, you know, outside of friends and family alone. Like, how awesome would it be, like, if we could just get, like, thousands and thousands of people, you know, and then, you know, that one news that might break 20, 30 years from now or something of that nature of, you know, like, oh, you know, this kid that had that YouTube channel for a long time, you know, finally broke in, finally gets his chance to call it, and all these people for years were telling him he should have had the job. That would be really cool. That would definitely be the climax of the end goal of the situation that we're trying to put ourselves in down the road. Still just over 100 laps to go today at Dover. Ryan Blaney still in search of a top 10. Elliott's been about 6 seconds behind him for a while. He's not really closing the gap on him. Blaney's 2 laps down in that 5th position. We have not had a caution in the final stage yet. We've only had 3 cautions per incident all day today. One right at the end of stage 2, one in the middle of stage 2, and one on lap 2 back in the opening stage of the race, a couple laps in. That was the bigger of the 3 wrecks that happened down the back straightaway when everybody was still bunched together on the initial start. Kyle Busch caught behind Christopher Bell on the top of the racetrack up there. Busch finally able to get underneath him, and Blaney's starting to reel him back in again, but simply it's because of the lap traffic. It's not because Blaney's car is better. We still have 2 pit stops left the rest of the way. Oh, heavy lap traffic down the back straightaway. Busch is going 2 wide into turn 3. They're 3 wide now right around him. He's got nowhere to go. Blaney's just doing everything he can. He is inching closer and closer and closer. And he is standing on the gas pedal now. Busch caught behind John Hunter Nemechek. Oh, he had to lift. He almost got into Bowman. Blaney is trying to will this car to get back to 1 lap down before the green flag pit stops. Lewis in case the cause of a caution. Oh, contact with Ty Dillon. Stalled his momentum out in the center of the corner a little bit.
Gotta take care of the tire.
Three wide, 4 wide through turns 1 and 2. Can't tell me he's not pushing the car hard. Cheerios, you definitely refresh the page whenever I can. Probably under the next pit stop. I'll definitely have to get my phone on the charger here before it dies as well. Under the next pit stop, so I may have. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Cheerios. Hopefully you can make it back by the end of the race. If not, hopefully we'll see you again soon. Less than 100 to go now. Timmy Hill, Joey Logano just up here. Blaney had the lift. Caught Timmy Hill right off the exit of turn 2. I mean, he is getting closer and closer to Kyle Busch.
Easy on the tires, driver.
And he barely clears. Oh, trouble up ahead. We got a car up in smoke. In turns 1 and 2, now down the front straightaway. Right in front of the race leader, Kyle Busch. Looks like it might be Daniel Suarez in the 96. He was in an incident earlier. It's holding up Kyle Busch. Blaney will get around him. He's now 1 lap down. He's going to stay out of the pits 1 more lap here. Oh, that was a huge break for the 12 of Ryan Blaney to get back on the lead lap as we stay green, and that was a possible caution scenario, so he had to rush to get around Kyle Busch there. And Ryan Blaney will hit pit road this time by for another green flag pit stop today. .35 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Easily gets down in time. Heavy damage that cannot be repaired here. And they cannot make it to the end. Going to drop about 15% more tape off the car, and he's going to make a major wedge adjustment here. 1 round of wedge being taken out of the car as well. Yeah, again, I'm not sure what the internet issues are exactly. We had a storm go through our area earlier that kind of cut it out. I don't know if that's just the aftermath of it all. 4 tire stop. Let me pause it here for a quick second, get my phone on a charger. We'll be back here in about 60 seconds. the technical difficulties tend to continue on the channel. Oh boy. I was close, guys. I was close. I just missed getting into the charger in time. It died on me like literally 5 seconds before I plugged it in. Alright, well, we'll pull out of the pits here. A sub 17-second pit stop for the number 12 team of Ryan Blaney, trying to short pit on the leaders. And the rest of the leaders will now be coming to pit road. I'll get the chat pulled up here in about a dozen laps or so. By short pitting on Kyle Busch, can this give him his laps back? Now, he took some tape off the car as well, trying to hope it doesn't overheat. Was the damage to the front nose still really tight at the beginning of the run, regardless of the damage or not? And that could cost him here. Busch further back behind Blaney, who was only one lap down for the moment, and got that lap back right before the pit stops. He pitted only just one lap before Kyle Busch. So Busch is coming now, and here we go. There's Kurt Busch in the number 1 car in 4th. He is the first car one lap down. Blaney almost got around him, but now Kurt's got about 5 lap fresher tires and a faster car without the damage, of course. And he's going to get right around the 12 car. Still more cars coming out of the pits here. Blaney is hoping for a caution before that number 18 car can get to him. And he's going to catch him going into turn 3. He's going to try to get around him on the outside here. Blaney trying to block him off. Sliding up the track right in front of him. Kyle's got a big lead. So he might be a little patient for the time being. And he is just going to blow right around him off the exit of turn 2. Wallace had to get out of the gas before running in the back of his best friend. And Kyle Busch just continues the domination in this third and final stage of the race. Everybody still has to pit before the end. Blaney brushes the wall a little bit there off of turn 2. Definitely been an action-packed kind of a day here today at Dover. Insurmountable odds as far as trying to win the race in the final stage for Ryan Blaney. Oh, a little contact with Newman now. I mean, we'll see if he might be able to hold on to this top 5 position. Kurt Busch is obviously pulling away from him in 4th. First driver 1 lap down. The only driver 1 lap down right now. Kyle could be in danger of putting him 2 laps down even. Just 3 cautions for incident today, none in the final stage up to this point. We went through the entirety of the final stage in the Xfinity Series race yesterday without a caution. We'll see if that will be the case in the Cup Series race today. Already had a green flag run longer than what we had in the Xfinity race, which was 130 laps yesterday. Today, we had a green flag run of almost 140. from the end of stage 1 to that caution, the first of 2 cautions that came out in stage number 2. Good chance under the last pit stop, Blaney will take even more tape off the race car. He took a lot off just to keep it from running a little too hot. He put too much on it earlier, and then obviously after the further damage, he had to take even more off after he took some off the pit stop prior. 80 laps to go for him, 78 for the race leader, Kyle Busch. In the second place car, Martin Truex Jr. still has not even caught Blaney yet. Pause it for a quick moment. I'll get the phone back on. I'll get the chat back up. So if you guys are trying to communicate back and forth, I'm sorry for that. Phone just died a little bit ago. I had to pause it to put it on the charger, and now we're at the point where we're at here. My charger wasn't on me. My dad was using it, so I had to take that back from him real quick. So otherwise, we wouldn't have had that circumstance, but we would have been done with the stream if we didn't have a rain delay earlier that cut out the stream for about a half hour earlier today as well. Otherwise, yeah, we'd be about done anyway. But definitely some bigger circumstances that we have had since the ending of this race. Here's today. Give me just a little bit longer. There we go. Thanks for being patient, everybody. I'm really sorry for this. We're close to 600 subs. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We've got these full race live streams on the daily here. Oh, okay, yeah, we don't have video. All right, I see it now. Jeez, I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, I guess we'll have to restart the stream anyway, I guess. That's unfortunate. Alright, yeah, I'll restart the stream. Sorry for that. I didn't know we didn't have picture. Hopefully it hasn't been going on too long. Hey, give me 60 seconds and we'll be back.